Hi, I'm Kate. I'm the founder of Educated STEM, and today I'm joined by Dr. Shayla Vradenburgh, who is the CEO of Revolting Science Resources. And today we're going to have our final video on what to wear professionally, and we're going to discuss any outfits or mistakes we have made when it comes to what to wear professionally, or whether we've seen things. I'm sure this will be a fun topic for everyone. Let's get into it.
But I thought maybe for the last question, I had kind of just like a fun one of just like, yeah, any kind of like outtakes or sort of like mistakes that you have either made or seen when it comes to professional dress.
So I've definitely made a few mistakes, and I've definitely seen some interesting outfits, and I've definitely helped a few people. So I think because I don't like people wasting money. So I will just tell you the outfit that I bought. It was so funny. I really saw this amazing outfit. It was in, what's the shop called? Black House White Market, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. So it's not a cheap shop. And they had this suit in the window, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like a cream linen trousers and jacket. And I was like, I love you. I need you in my life. Okay, so I saw this white linen suit in the window, and I think the suit cost like $250 to $300, maybe even slightly more. It was the most expensive suit I have ever purchased. And something had just happened at work, and I was like, you deserve this. This is your treat. You get the fancy suit. And I hate the suit now because it's linen. As soon as you put it on, it wrinkles. And so if you go in and you're trying to look good for like an afternoon meeting and you get in the car and you sit down, you've already got wrinkles all down the trousers. You lean back in the car, your jacket has got wrinkles. So if I ever wear this suit, I have to go in a different outfit and change into the suit and literally not sit down, because otherwise it looks ridiculous. And it was so expensive. I have buyer's remorse to this day. If I could go back in time, I would save the money. And I know that you can buy linen outfits right now, because I was shopping and I was like, oh no, it's come back. Just take it from me. Don't buy anything business casual, business professional that is linen, unless you're literally going to sit there in an office with a steamer. It is not worth it. It's horrible.
That does sound really rough. I think wrinkles are the thing I struggle with the most. I personally, if I can avoid using an iron, like if I can do it one time or have it last forever or use something else, I'd prefer to do that. So having it wrinkled throughout the whole entire day would just not work for me.
Yeah. That's how I choose things now. I look for things that are not going to wrinkle, because I don't want to look unprofessional because I've been sat in an office for hours on end. You've been doing your job and now you look rubbish. Like it's not good. And then the one thing that I have seen so many times is when people come for interviews and they've got a brand new suit on. And so on the jacket, they've got a little split at the back, usually on skirts or dresses when they've got the little slit. There's like a little cross stitch that is there holding it together. And then the amount of times that graduate students have come in for an interview and, we've taken them aside and said, you do realize that you're supposed to cut those stitches, that's not part of the outfit. And they're like, oh, okay. And so you just snip it. So if you buy a new suit, you need to make sure that you've cut those off so that when you walk into the interview, it's not obvious it's a brand new outfit. And if you have worn that and you've still got it on, then cut it now.
That's great. Great advice.
Yeah. And then I guess shoes. When you are going out, you need to think about comfort. And so if you are rocking, I don't know, 3-inch pair of shoes and you look fabulous, but then you're going to have to walk around a campus or, the car park to wherever the interview or whatever that you're doing for that day is, if you're going to be limping again, you need to think about that, or have a different pair of shoes in a big bag and you just kind of switch them out. I've seen people do that. But you don't want to take all that time looking amazing and then end up with blisters on your feet and then limping. And then if you're in pain, you're not going to be the most pleasant person to be around. So it's definitely going to impact everything that you're doing if you're in pain, if you're in discomfort. And think about that, about whether your clothes fit appropriately too, because if you're like sucking in and you're like, oh, I can't breathe, you're also not going to be putting your best foot forward.
Yeah. And I think those are the mistakes I feel like I personally have made. I tend to wear shoes that look really cute and go with my outfit, which is great. And then they're not the most comfortable to be around standing and walking in all day. And so I end up with like giant blisters on my feet, or clothes where it's like, I look really great if I'm standing like perfectly. And if I'm going to sit though, I like am fidgeting with it. And I just like, don't know how like it wrinkles or curls or all these things. So I think that's really great advice, and also just things to think about that probably are mistakes we all have made at some point when it comes to how we dress.
Yeah, and I think obviously we give presentations, so we're on our feet for at least an hour. So that is also something to consider. I have never given a presentation and been uncomfortable because of the shoes that I've been wearing. But I will say, when I was heavily pregnant and giving a presentation, I had to give it sat down.
Yeah,
because I was just so uncomfortable walking around. So this is something that you can do even while heavily pregnant. I managed to stay business casual. I did business casual usually throughout my entire pregnancy. And you can do that. And I've seen heavily pregnant people in high heels. That was not me. I had cankles. You just have to be prepared. Oh, and also another thing to consider is you might need to change your shoe size when you're pregnant because your feet grow.
That's also a thing I have not thought much about. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I didn't realize that until I got pregnant. And then I had to give away all of my business shoes because I couldn't fit into them again.
So they grew permanently too. Wow.
Yeah, my shoes, I won't say where they are. But I gave them to a colleague who lives in a completely different city, and she is rocking my amazing business shoes because, Joshua's 9 going on 10 now, so I might possibly be able to fit into them now. But can you imagine if I kept shoes for a decade in the hopes that I'd fit back into them?
Yeah, that's not practical.
No. So it's just something to consider, because no one ever told me when you were pregnant your feet might grow. It doesn't happen to everyone, but it did happen to me. But you can definitely still look cute and put together through pregnancy. Just know that you might have to alter the way that you do things. That's the only presentation I've ever given sat down, and it felt really odd. I don't normally wander, like I'm not one of the people who like walks back and forwards on stage, but the fact that I couldn't move felt really restrictive.
Yeah. I think there's so many things to kind of consider, and so many life circumstances, cultures, like so many things that kind of go into how you might dress, or how you might need to wear certain outfits or shoes. And yeah, I think a lot of it kind of, it's interesting to kind of hear other people's perspective about what is professional and what makes sense for them.
Yeah, I think just remember, you have to like it. And so even if I'm in a boring outfit, so I'm in the matching suit and jacket, it is a suit that I've chosen. I do like it. It just isn't what I would normally wear. So if I'm in something plain, I'm doing something important or with more conservative minded people who wouldn't like the bright colors that I tend to wear. But just think about how comfortable you are, because again, you don't want to look amazing and feel uncomfortable, because that is going to come across, and you're not going to be making that amazing first impression, because they're like, there's something weird going on here, and they're gonna pick up on it.
Yeah, no, I think that's great advice. And yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me about just dressing professionally and what some of that looks like.
Thank you for joining us today. I would love to see in the comments if you've made mistakes with what to wear professionally, or if you've seen them. Let's get talking about what is and isn't professional. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.